Hi, everyone. Jacqueline Kuhn here with JacquelineKuhn.com, powered by angels, with my Angels and Astrology session for the Taurus season with Archangel Chamuel. I am recording this on April 19th, right before we move into Taurus season, which actually happens officially on the 20th, which is also Easter for many of the Christian faiths. We just finished Passover, so happy Passover to those of you of the Jewish faith. Happy Easter to those of you of Christian faiths. So yeah, let's get started. For those of you who are new to my videos, welcome and thank you for watching. I'm glad you found me. I'd love to know where you found me and how you found me, so feel free to leave any comments. Let's get a little education, a little refresher, because I'll be talking about a number of different archangels through the course of this video. Archangels were created by God to help mankind on their soul's journey here on Earth. There are 15 of them. 3 are like the leaders, the overseers of the archangels, Michael, Raphael, and Haniel. All of the others are associated with zodiac signs. And they are associated with zodiac signs because they give you gifts that complement the zodiac signs. So maybe some of the more difficult aspects they help you with, and then they help boost the positive aspects. So knowing what signs they're associated with, knowing who they are really helps you, particularly when the energy is kind of funky, and life is kind of hard. And then they're also great to have along to thank and encourage and, remember when you're kind of working on all cylinders. So that's a little bit about the archangels. And I always educate about angel numbers on these videos. And so angel numbers are the way that divine beings communicate. It is messages from the angels to just remind us that they're here, and that they're around. You, of course, have to ask them to be present in your life. There is a thing called divine law, and one of the tenets of divine law is divine beings cannot interfere in our life unless we ask for their help. So asking for their help, asking them to show signs, the more you do that, the more you will see, serendipitous synchronizations, and the more angel numbers you'll really begin to recognize and understand. Unlike numerology, when you see an angel number, we take the number as is. We do not add them up to come to a single number. So when we look at the year 2025, in numerology, it would add up to a 9. However, in angelology, the angel number, it's 2 number 2s, a 0, and a 5. And so 2025 is all about having supreme trust in the change that's going on because it is divinely happening. It is happening for a divine purpose. And trusting that this change is what is needed, trusting that it is not something that is happenstance, but it's actually divinely inspired. So that's 2025. Today, 419, 4 is the number for getting back to foundations, to basics, the basics of spirituality, making sure you've got yourself back grounded in prayer, in meditation, in connecting with spirit and connecting with your soul and feeding your soul, right? And not focusing too much on the material. Number 1, creating, manifesting, making it happen, being the creator of your life. What you say, what you do gives off energy, creates what is going to happen. So what is happening in your life is your creation. And then number 9, what do you have to let go of to make room for what you're creating? So today is really about getting back to the basics of your spirituality. What are you having to let go of, or move away from, move on from, in order to create the world, the place, the job, whatever, the relationships that you want. So that's 419. I do have an angel number class. It is by request only. If you are interested in taking the course, please contact me and we can arrange a time for that. Okay, who is Archangel Chamuel? Well, that's a really, really good question. He's a very interesting archangel. Now, he is the archangel associated with Taurus. His name in Hebrew means he who seeks God. Really, really interesting because um, he actually is for deepening your spiritual relationship, right? Your relationship with Source Creator God, and doing so in various ways. Interesting that again, I said how these archangels assigned to zodiac. So he's in Taurus, which the first half of Taurus is in April, and April is foundational, right? Foundational things, prayer, meditation, etc., to get connected more spiritually. And then 5 in May, which is all about change, and it's really about helping him bring you peace and accepting the divine and accepting the changes that you need to make to get more connected. So Archangel Chamuel, he who seeks God. Really interesting about Archangel Chamuel is he is actually mentioned as a comforting archangel. In the scripture and text, he comforts Adam and Eve when they're expelled from the Garden of Eden. And he comes to them to help make them not only feel better, but think about their relationship with God and how can they reconnect with him after betraying his trust by eating from the apple that the devil, the snake, the devil tempted them with. And he is also seen comforting Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane when he's praying and meditating right before being turned over for his crucifixion. So he is actually a very, very powerful and well-known archangel that can bring you comfort, to seek peace, to seek a better relationship with Source Creator God. Because when we have a good relationship there, our world is more peaceful. He brings us the peace to kind of move on and work in this life. So that's Archangel Chamuel for all of you Tauruses out there, or people with Taurus in one of your one of your houses. You might want to get to know this archangel, and you might want to pick up some archangel merchandise. These drawings are from the artist Via. They were drawn exclusively for me and my use, and my merchandise shop of apparel and notepads and stickers and mugs and tumblers, tote bags, eco-friendly tote bags as well, all with these archangel drawings. And that's really so that you can remember to have them with you, remember to ask them to be with you, and to kind of carry them with you, right? And to send and to even spread the message of the angels, to spread the message of light. So you might want to look into my shop, especially for all those Tauruses. If you want to give them a little birthday gift, you might want to give them a little journaling book with Archangel Chamuel on it. Something to think about. So key astrology events that are going on, and then I'll tell you what archangels to work with as we go through this energy. Mercury is now direct in Aries. Yay! Mercury retrograde is over. We should be out of the shadow period as well. So we should beginning to feel things happening again. Mars entered Leo yesterday. Venus is in Pisces. We've got a Taurus new moon coming up on the 28th. and we've got Venus in Aries on April 30th. So let's get started with the astrology. The first one is we really want to celebrate Mercury direct. I am a Virgo Taurus. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and whenever Mercury goes retrograde, I do struggle. I really do. I'm very sensitive to energies, and I do struggle. But now that it's direct in Aries, and it will be there through May 10th, it will really bring things full circle. This is Now is the time to pick things up that you had to stop doing back in March when Mercury went retrograde, right? You've got the energy now to pick the stuff back up and continue working on it because you're going to be very sharp. You're going to have quick wit. You're going to really be able to see things and get down to the root of them to get them done. Things move very fast when they're in Aries. And when Mercury is in Aries, your thinking is fast, your speaking is fast, things can move fast. Just be cautious that when working quickly, you're not making a decision without all the information, and therefore it might be an ill-advised decision. Also, be careful with how you speak to others so that you're not just speaking what comes to your mind. You remember to speak tactfully. And then it's also a really interesting that when Mercury is direct in Aries, we can jump to conclusions. We can make assumptions and try to make correlations and jump to conclusions. And we're kind of seeing that, we're beginning to see that once again in the media, right? We're taking a topic in the media and someone is jumping to a conclusion without having all of the information. So just be careful between now and May 10th with what you see in media, because they may not have all the facts. They may be jumping to conclusions before all the facts are present. Be careful with what people are saying to you, what you are saying to other people. But this is a great time. This is a good period to get that work done that was stalled last month. The archangels to work with during this period are Archangel Metatron, who can help you remain on your path, right? You've got work to do, you've got a path, you've got a journey to complete. Archangel Metatron can help you do that. Archangel Ariel, obviously she's the archangel for Aries, but also she is all about all the things of this earth, Mother Earth. So those projects you need to pick up, maybe you need to do some spring planting. She is, plants and animals as well. And any material things of this earth. So maybe there are projects that at work, if you're a business owner, things you're trying to sell, whatever, all of those things you can ask Archangel Ariel for your help in making that happen. And then Archangel Gabriel for communication, asking him to help you communicate clearly and kindly. Kindly is so important when Mercury is in Aries because we can be very sharp with our tongue. And so ask him to help you to communicate kindly during this Mercury and Aries energy. Adding to that energy is Mars and Leo, and Mars will now be in Leo through June 17th, through the middle of June. Now, this period of time is really interesting because it's time to pick up what you dropped in November and December, right? November, December timeframe. Things that maybe you decided, you weren't sure of, you didn't have the energy for, the holidays were coming, you wanted to put it on the shelf. Now is the time to pick it up and run with it, from now through June 17. Because this Mars and Leo energy brings passion and renewed enthusiasm. And with this passion and renewed enthusiasm, you'll be able to take these projects and make them happen. Things that you were struggling with last year, November, December. And the two archangels to help you at this point are also Archangel Ariel, right? She's things of this earth, right? And we're talking about, projects, work things, home things, things of this earth that were dropped that you need to work on. And she is Mother Earth. So asking Archangel Ariel to help you here. And then Archangel Raziel, he is the archangel for Leo. And more importantly, he will help you unlock the creativity that you need to carry out what got stalled in November and December. November and December were not really big creative months, but creativity, passion, enthusiasm are all markers of Mars and Leo. And so Archangel Raziel can help you unlock that creativity. And he also can communicate to you in dreams. So if you want to get a kickstart, if you want to make sure you're going in the right direction and that your ideas are heading, you might ask Archangel Raziel to, help communicate with you in your dream. Or if you're dreaming about something you're trying to work on, ask him to interpret it for you. What does it mean, right? Because dreams aren't always literal. Sometimes they are, and some people dream literally. Most people, though, dream in symbols. And so he can also help you do that because our mind, when we sleep, is all of those creative juices are working. Our subconscious is going through everything that it knows. And so you might want to also reach out to Archangel Raziel with this Mars and Leo to help you unpack some of those dreams. So Mars and Leo through June 17th. That brings us to the new moon in Taurus on the 27th. I love this aspect. To me, this new moon in Taurus is about let's use this new moon cycle to get things done, right? Because it's a time to be grounded. It's a time to have calmness in your life. It's a time to execute methodically, right? It's really a time to kind of get back, and I hate to say that basic word, but kind of get back to it. Get back to the business of doing. And you know, it also, because it's, with Archangel Chamuel and peace and stability and security, as you're making your plan, as you're getting things done, what are you doing to make your life more secure and stable? Um, the money that you make, how much are you saving, right? How much are you reinvesting? What are you doing for your home security? Do you have the right lighting? Do you have the right locks on your doors? I mean, all of those kinds of things. This is the basics of getting back to basics of this earth. That's what this new moon in Taurus is all about. So on the 27th, make that list of things that you need to get done, that will help you in your work, help improve your security, help you with your stability. What do you need to do to remain grounded? Because this is very, very good grounding energy. New moon in Taurus. I love a new moon in Taurus. Now, Venus is direct in Pisces. It had been retrograde in Pisces, but now it's direct in Pisces, and it will be there through the 29th before it hops over to Aries. So while it is still in Pisces for the next 10 days, it is about connecting your feelings, connecting your heart, with those most important to you. And that's whether that's in act, deed, word. It's really about connecting with those most important to you. And it's also about having compassion for others and being able to see their side of things, right? And then on the 24th, in a couple of days, we're going to have a real interesting conjunction. Venus is in Pisces. It'll be conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Now, this is going to be really interesting because this is going to bring a commitment, right? A commitment to your work that will also help you make progress with something that has been stalled. So we've got the Mars in Leo that is helping us with something that was stalled, particularly from, last November, December. But this Venus Pisces conjunct Saturn Pisces is going to really help you in the moment make progress with where you are stuck. And the two archangels that come to mind with this energy is Archangel Zadkiel, who really is all about our harmony and relationships and bringing people into our lives that are harmonious with us, right? Connecting our hearts and our feelings. And then Raguel, Archangel Raguel, he is all about balance. And so as the 24th hits and you feel more ambitious and committed, you want to make sure that you do have balance and that you don't dive into your work and forget those around you. It could be very easily done, particularly with the Mars and Leo. Then you've got this Venus Pisces, Saturn Pisces conjunction. So ask Archangel Raguel to keep you more balanced. And then I didn't put him on the screen, but never forget about Archangel Sandalphon when you're in Pisces. He is the archangel for Pisces, and he helps take your prayers directly up to God. He is so knowledgeable about God's word that he is given the keys, the express train, basically, if you know what I mean by that, to make sure that your prayers go up to God. So if you are stalled, if you are working on something, if maybe someone is not compassionate with you, and you need them to be compassionate with you, you can ask him, during this time to help to make that happen. Because sometimes when people aren't compassionate with us, we're not very compassionate to them. And it's kind of hard sometimes to have compassion for others when they don't for you. But that is karma, right? That is leading a life of light. Always do unto others as you would want to have done to you. Venus direct in Pisces, and that's through the 29th. Then on the 30th, Venus moves so slowly, ever so slightly, into Aries, and then remains there until the 5th of June. Now, when Venus was retrograde, it may have sidelined things, right? May have sidelined things in relationships, not only personal relationships, but business relationships and partnerships. So you will want to, readdress if some of those relationships got sidelined or stalled, time to go back to them and contact them and like re-energize those partnerships. It's also a time where you will feel more enthusiastic about the concept of love and relationships, and not only your relationship, but the possibility, if you're not in a relationship, the possibility of a relationship, and feel more positive about it. So keep your eye open, because if you aren't in a loving relationship, this is a really great time to find someone who can be your potential life partner. And then this is also the kind of energy that calls you to take the lead, right? Reach out to someone. In business, ask for that partnership meeting. In a personal life, invite somebody out for a lunch or a coffee or whatever it is, right? You see someone at the gym, maybe after a workout, ask them to go grab a water, grab a smoothie, whatever it is, right, that you're into. Taking the lead and being comfortable, because everybody will be more open during this Venus direct Aries. They'll be more open to relationships. And so it's actually is your time where you can take a lead. Obviously, whenever we're looking at relationships and harmony and making sure that two people come together, whether it's for business or passion, it's Archangel Zadkiel. And then Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel, to really focus on what you truly want and find peace in that and find your center, right? Find your grounding. He is the finder, right? He is a finder of things. Um, Obviously things that will bring you peace, things that will bring you harmony, things that will help you grow closer in your spiritual relationship. And he can help you to make those connections again to the people that you really need in your life to help you out in those areas. Okay. Um, Now it's time for me to talk to you about the cards that I pulled for the message for the collective. I would normally pop on camera, and I want to apologize. I've got some personal stuff going on and I'm not camera ready, but I didn't want that to keep me from recording this video. So, apologies for not being on camera when I deliver this message for you. But I'm just not quite camera worthy because I was dealing with some personal stuff. So I would appreciate any prayers that you might have for me and my family at this time. We would really appreciate them. So what we really have here is during this time, April through May, I got life experience, Archangel Chamuel. We are all experiencing incredible change. This is really a time when you think about all of the energies planet from the planets that's going on. It really makes sense that Archangel Chamuel and life experience, obviously, because we're in his season in Taurus, and the life experience card, meaning time to really find that spiritual revelation that helps lead us to the change that we need in our lives and become more confident, become closer to our relationship with God, and really transform our life into one of love and light. We've got some really interesting water cards. We've got the Ace of Water and we have the Ten of Water, and both of those cards are very positive relationship cards. The Ace of Water is all about falling in love, um, rekindling love, love becoming more intense, right? And it's also a good indication that if you are looking to move, now is a really good time to do so. So if you're looking for a new home or you're thinking of pulling the trigger on a new home, there's some pretty powerful energy right now and during this period to make that happen. And then the Ten of Water is really about family life. The Ten of Water is about really focusing on your family life, and having focusing on having your family take priority, and putting family over career, putting family over the material. I was once told by an amazingly successful woman, Mary Kay Ash, that if your priorities are faith, family, and then career, you will be successful. And that's really what this Ten of Water is all about. Really focusing on your family and making sure your family unit is loved and cared for and happy and healthy. We've got a couple of fire cards. I've got the Eight of Fire and I have the Seven of Fire. Now, the Eight of Fire is all about things moving quickly, and that's Aries energy without a doubt. And delays being over, and that's all aligned with the retrogrades lifting, right? Retrogrades are gone. No more excuses for not getting things done. So the cards are also amening the fact that now is the time to get things done. Um, I also got the Seven of Fire, and the Seven of Fire is one of those cards that says, "Hey, um, you are going you want to be a little careful who you confide in, who you talk to, who you trust, because people um, are going to be combative with you. This card literally is a card of an angel riding a dragon with arrows being shot at them. And it's really about, defending who you are, being true to your beliefs. And this is a little bit about that energy of be careful what you say, be careful to not be too sharp-witted with people, because that could come back to bite you. So watch your words, watch who you are hanging out with. Be steadfast in your belief. Don't waver in your beliefs when they're challenged, and really kind of watch for that. And then the last card I got was Archangel Michael and the Emperor card, and really go get, card number 4, go back to basics. Archangel Michael is protecting us. He is here to protect us from the lower energies and to help us feel protected as we get back to the basics of praying and meditation and connecting, becoming more grounded and connecting spiritually. Know that he is here. He is our protector, and all we need to do is call on him and ask him to be present with us each and every day. And with that, I want to thank you for watching my video. If you are not already a Facebook group member, please join. Not only do we have in-person readings on Tarot Tuesdays once a month, it's either the second or third Tuesday of the month, depending on my availability. But if you can't make Tarot Tuesday, every member of the Facebook group gets one free question answered per month. And please take advantage of this, because times can get hard, and sometimes you just want to know what messages are out there for you, or what am I seeing with regards to the energy, or what are the angels telling me. Check out the website for the Archangel superhero merchandise to take the archangels with you wherever you go. And you can always contact me via email, text, or phone if you need any information. Thank you once again. I truly, truly appreciate everything you do, and have a wonderful, blessed rest of your month.